up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. I was disgusted then. When I did it, I'm disgusted now.
Kendra G in that whole situation. We got some more stuff coming up, man. Like I said, kind of playing catch up at this moment, you know, when it comes down to some of the stuff that we got to cover, man. But nonetheless, this weekend we're gonna have watching the show for a long time and enjoying the shows. Make sure you guys hit the like button and support the shows. I was talking to a friend not too long ago the other day, and he was like, you know, asking me because he wanted to, you know, start a YouTube channel. And I was telling him, man, look, just make sure you know what you. Maybe that has something to do with it. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Congratulations. It's like a weird congratulations, but nonetheless, congratulations. Yeah. You do got to be careful when you live by an interstate, because sometimes, you know, they might want to reroute the roads. And then they put, whatever happened to, I remember I did a story years ago. It was an old lady, and she paid off her house and everything. It was a sister, it was a black woman, right? Paid off her house and everything, and had one of the oldest houses, you know, in her neighborhood. Had one of the oldest houses and stuff like that. And and the house actually just stood out, but it was an old house. And they wanted her to sell the house so they can build another highway or a road or something there, and she wasn't selling it. And, you know, they were trying to give her like vouchers and all kinds of stuff, and, you know, whatever, and take the property from her so they can, you know, pave a whole new highway and stuff like that, and build something or whatever. And I'm pretty sure, I know this is barbaric, but I'm pretty sure they waited for her to pass and then dupe her family, because, you know, that's the thing about you know, owning property nowadays, especially in America. You know what I'm saying? These kids are just they'll sell your shit. Don't even know how hard and what you have to go throughout your life just to even get and keep and maintain and all that. Man, you kids are dumb. And it's to the point where you know, they're telling you know, people nowadays, you know, business and you know, not even just life coach, but like you know, financial gurus and stuff like that. Man, they're telling people just straight up, just go ahead and go get a family house. You know, go ahead and just go get a family house, you know. Straight up. Just go ahead and go get you a damn family house. Don't even sit up there and go buy a small place. You know, at least get you a 2-bedroom nowadays. You know, you gotta really think about it. Don't even buy a little small place and then have to turn around and double back and then go buy a damn family house when you decide to start a family or whatnot. Just go buy you a little 2-bedroom at least, or a nice sized place. You know, some people just don't even move them into your house. You know, y'all go get something else by yourself. You know, as a guy, I respect it. I respect guys that keep their own spot. Cause that's a really good, you know, shit test. You know, you keep your own spot. When shorty things and stuff like that. So, you know, and hopefully it doesn't disturb the people that's been living there for a long time. You know,
charging us over 200% for dairy products. You know about that. And when I left, we had that well taken care of. But under Biden, they just kept
new tariffs on steel and aluminum imports next week. Early April, there's tariffs that loom potentially on products from the European Union. on autos. There's the reciprocal tariffs. And then later on this year, potentially tariffs on copper, lumber, timber, semiconductors. You mentioned the new tariffs that were just threatened today.
I see what you're saying, UFO.
Dairy products as well. We've seen trade
in a good place, and that we just need to wait and see. So when you have the Fed chair making a comment like that the economy is still working well, it is still doing well, that might have calmed some nerves on Wall Street. But of course, this has been an up and down week. There are more obviously losses than gains this week. And next week is a...
You've been talking to shared about what their planning is like.
Yeah, I've been speaking to business owners all week in Mexico, in the US, and Canada. And the way they describe it is that it's a logistical nightmare. I spoke to one Canadian flour company that imports to the US, and they said that they initially on Tuesday put a tariff.
Uncertainty is very difficult to deal with.
What is, bigger picture here, the emerging picture of the Trump economy between these jobs reports, the tariffs, and the market reaction to all of it?
The emerging picture is one of just tremendous uncertainty. It's a roller coaster that everyone is on. And I think you see that in the markets. Even though we're recession positive right now, this is the worst week for the markets since September. And it seems like a long time ago in the first Trump administration where he would look at the stock market and really care a lot about that, and that reassured investors. But this time he doesn't really seem to care that much about the day-to-day fluctuations of the market.
Yeah, let's not disparage roller coasters, right? I mean, some of those are pretty great. And as you know, we're also expecting to hear from the president next hour. He's going to be at this crypto summit after he established a strategic Bitcoin reserve via executive order last night. Explain to us what that means.
Yeah, roller coaster is great to go on at Disneyland, not necessarily what you want to see your 401k doing. And yeah, this crypto summit is really interesting because it's something that President Trump announced, but no agenda was announced, no attendee was announced. But one thing he's probably going to talk about is this crypto reserve, because the US wants a reserve of Bitcoin and 4 other coins. I think a lot of investors were hoping that the US would be buying up lots of crypto. Doesn't seem like they're going to do that. He said it's going to be revenue neutral, meaning they're going to use coins that they already have through asset forfeitures.
The Trump family notably launched their own coins just before he took office. Does that matter here?
No, I don't think the Trump coin is going to be included in this reserve, but certainly Trump has billed himself as the first crypto president, and this summit is indicative of that.
Yeah. All right. We'll be watching for that. Ben, great to have you. Thank you so much for taking us through all of that. Horace?
So we've discussed the economic impacts. Let's talk about the political impacts of President Trump's dramatic policy shifts with White House correspondent for Reuters, Jeff Mason. Jeff, great to see you as always. Talk to us about the logic here, the thinking that's fueling Trump's decision making. I imagine he's hearing from a lot of different folks on these tariffs.
Oh, no doubt he's hearing from a lot of folks, Boris, and good to see you too. I think that the politics of this is varied. I think that as your previous guest was saying, the business community certainly likes certainty. I don't think that would be incorrect to say that Republicans on the Hill would like a little bit more certainty as well, which isn't to say that they're standing up to President Trump or protesting these things with President Trump, but I think it does make things a little tricky. Democrats certainly the same, although I don't think they're looking for certainty in either way from this White House. I think they see this as a political weakness, which they will no doubt try to exploit once we get a little closer to the midterms. But that's a ways off for now. I think in general, this president...
Man, I think Trump is doing so much. He's doing so much stuff that, they can't keep up with him. They're sitting there, or the night before last night, he was signing more executive orders. And they're still trying to process what the hell he did. It's just like crazy things about social media. It's like overwhelming firepower. So he's moving swiftly and quickly. This shit is crazy.
This White House feels like they have a mandate. This is his.
Or seem or come off as the good guy. Let's go over something that we didn't get a chance to go over real quick. They're saying that the Canadians are fighting back over tariffs. I doubt it, but okay.
Canada says retaliatory tariffs.
And you know, this is a relationship that's in peril because of President Trump. Damn, so Biden didn't do anything, huh? And now all of a sudden the man gets back in office and less of them, oh, if America strikes back. Oh, I know. Well, this is just them being the bully and said, I can. Bro, y'all got to look at where America is going, man. Like, running America is basically owning a big-ass business. So if you're going to do anything, it's either going to be politics or business. And business got a lot of politics in it, too. But for years, the Democrats and the left and a lot of other people, you know, they're more focused on the relationship that they have with other people. It's like, oh, well, we need to look good. But at the expense of what? At the expense of doing business. So it's like, you know, F the business. We're just going to throw a whole bunch of money into something. Yeah, give them people millions of dollars, because guess what? You know, when it comes out that we helped them out, even though, you know, we don't want to disclose the amount to the American people, will look good, you know? It's like people will throw their business savvy away to save face. It's like, are you going to do business? Or are you going to save face? And then it's crazy because you got somebody like Trump running around. It's like, oh, can Trump even save face? What face would Trump be trying to save that ain't actively being sabotaged by the people? Do business. And I'm not even gonna lie. Doing business to a certain degree will save face. But let's get it.
Is after imposing them.
So why am I bringing this up too, by the way? Well, if you don't know how to do business, yeah, you're going to get punished for that. In the world of business, it's cutthroat. So what Trump is doing is he's establishing himself as, you know, obviously, you know, you hear these rumors about America. Oh, y'all are in everybody's business. Y'all are the top dog. Everybody respects you. Not really. Not necessarily worldly or how it used to be. So what Trump is doing is he's establishing himself as the dominant guy. He's like, okay, if you want to put stipulations on America, we're going to put stipulations on Canada and pretend like we don't give a fuck. Not even pretend. America probably don't give a fuck. It's kind of like you know, a lot of the guys, it's kind of like a lot of these desperate dudes and women, right? Let me use that as an example since we're in a certain space, right? A lot of women can't hold power over you if you don't give a fuck about no damn pussy. Hey, what are you gonna do for this? Hey, bitch, I don't care. And as a matter of fact, I'm putting a tax on you. Let's see how you move. Let's see if you can get our attention. That doesn't move me. You know, so it's like when people try to move their weight around with you, it's like, all right, we're going to play the weight game. The real weight game, not weight as in pounds, you know, that they're trying to move around. No, we're going to see if you can wait this out. Because it's not just It's picking up the phone and pulling their card. It's like, okay, well, look, think about it. If a guy says, hey, girl, I don't need your little coochie, right? God didn't stop making coochie when he made yours. I can go get that from somebody else. Some women will pretend like they don't give a fuck, even though they don't want you to go. Some women will be like, okay, well, let's see if that's true. Let's see if he gonna get another girl. Let's see what he gonna do. So what am I saying? If we do certain things with other countries like tariffs and stuff like that, and it's not really a tariff, it's a consequence. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down, putting a lot of game down, y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's a consequence. It's like, okay, well, listen, even if you fuck the business up with us, and honestly, I'm giving y'all some game because this is what he's pulling on Zelensky also. You know, is Europe gonna really want to do business with Ukraine if they're seeing how they're doing business with America? And if they do, is it gonna be for a long time? See what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if Canada wants to mess up their business contact or say, hey, we don't need America, we got other people that we can do business with, it's going to force them to have to do business because it's like, okay, well, let's see how long that lasts. So that's a part of business too. You know, like I said, you know, a lot of people in America and Democrats and a lot of people, they don't know when to switch it up, when to save face or when to do business. And just like anything else, there's a time and place to do certain things. So, you know, and Trump definitely understands that. It's the world that's late on all kinds of shit, you know? And honestly, I kind of see the type of America that he's trying to build or that he's restoring. I think it's pretty cool because it puts Americans back in the business mindset. I mean, sadly enough, a lot of Americans, they don't like to do business, and I don't blame them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You want to go off and live you don't want to be worried about certain shit. And honestly, everybody does business, but honestly, running a business ain't for everybody. You know, like I said before, you have to have the mindset. Honestly, to run a business in the last 30, 40 years has become more of a personality thing and a personality and resource thing more so than you know, you got to have the personality to run businesses anyway.
Another about face. Yes,
or run a business.
Walgie prefers no tariffs, but he says weeks of threats and contradictions from Trump make it impossible to plan and are already hurting both economies.
Even with the threat of tariffs,
or keep a business running,
prices have gone through the roof and have gone higher. So we're seeing right now, when we're bidding a job today versus we're bidding it 3 months ago, our cost has gone up almost 15%.
British Columbia is a living postcard, scenic mountains and gorgeous waters. The importance of trade is everywhere you look. Canadian lumber waiting at river's edge, rail cars to carry Canadian crude oil, crops, and more. The bustling Pacific Rim Port of Vancouver.
You'll watch it for 8 hours. You'll see on average, we've got 10 ships arriving and 10 ships leaving. We did about 160 million tons of cargo last year. 75% of that is those bulk commodities, grain, coal, potash, sulfur, and other agricultural products outbound.
Peter Exotta is the port CEO. He says shippers who normally plan 6 or 9 months out are now taking things a few weeks at a time because Trump is so unpredictable. And he says Trump's threats and his tone leave Canada no choice but to find new markets, new partners.
And that's the thing too. I mean, imagine if somebody, just think about it. It's insulting for somebody to say you're predictable to a certain degree. I mean, yeah, it's comfort. it's comfort and predictability, but do you really want somebody around that's predictable like that? Spice it up.
It's been a wake-up call, right? It's been a wake-up call for Canadians that we need to figure out a way to not be as dependent.
This rift goes beyond what Canadians see as Trump's bad math.
Oh, but see,
they are furious at his bad manners, his constant insults.
See, the math is bad when it doesn't support Canada. And speaking of being predictable, Canada really can't do nothing. Y'all are joint at the hip. Canada and America is joint at the hip.
Calling Canada the 51st state and its prime minister governor.
We've been in this together for a long time. We fought wars together. We went to Afghanistan. We did all this stuff together. Why? What are you doing here?
Daryl Lamb is the brand manager at Legacy Liquors. Yes, this too is a front in the new trade war.
There's yellow rose right there from Texas right there.
So, is it popular?
It is.
And if this goes into effect, you can't sell this.
It'll be off the shelf.
It's gone.
Tito's Vodka too, also from Texas.
Diagram of a trade war?
The premier of British Columbia says if Trump imposes tariffs, he will ban sales of alcohol from states that Trump won that also have a Republican governor.
We've gone through this before with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We were asked to remove all Russian products from our shelves.
Lamb says some customers...
See, they ready to punish us. They ready to punish Americans, man.
rushed to stockpile American favorites, but others want all American products off the shelves.
That's crazy.
So mad at Trump for what he's saying about Canada that they're saying, get it out of here.
No, 100%. Absolutely. I'm just worried about this eternal relationship that we've had for 200 plus years being soured for 4.
Vikram Vinayak is a short-haul truck driver, carrying berries destined for the United States on this run.
What are other loads that are pretty typical?
Nursery, trees, auto parts, and produce. Sometimes we pick frozen fish.
How much of your work or products that you know are going to end up in the United States?
More than 80-90% of our loads are going to US.
As many as 5 runs a day, 40 to 50 hours a week. But tariffs will cut shipments to the United States and cut Vinayak's hours.
You have a wife and 2 daughters?
Yes.
And so what does that mean about planning? Thinking maybe we won't make a vacation or maybe we won't buy something? What is it?
No, just planning is nothing. The main thing is how to get out of this situation by finding another job.
Sadly, bro, you might have to move to America.
Does that make you mad? You might have to find another job. Do you like this job?
Yeah, I love this job.
One of many jobs now at
You don't love that job.
risk because of a U.S.-Canada relationship Trump just shifted into reverse. John King, CNN. Sorry, British Columbia.
A whiplash in trade policy here at the White House has sent the stock market reeling for the last several days. President Trump adjusting course on the Canada and Mexico tariffs specifically, offering on Thursday yet another month-long reprieve, a day after he offered automakers a similar reprieve. Now, there is no question the financial markets have been wondering what exactly this White House is up to as the stocks have fallen, the dollar has weakened, and there's been an inconsistent pattern across many of these decisions. But the president on Thursday insisting the market had nothing to do with it.
No, nothing to do with the market. I'm not even looking at the market because long term, the United States will be very strong with what's happening here.
Of course, that is very much an open question. The president has long used the stock market and the financial markets as a whole as a metric for how he guides his success. He certainly did so during the first term in office, and he has throughout the course of much of his life. But there is no doubt the president is also still in favor of imposing some type of tariffs. He believes, and he said again Thursday at the White House, the United States is being ripped off, in his words, by some of these countries. He's also insisting that reciprocal tariffs will go into effect on April 2nd. And that would really cover the gamut of goods from autos to alcohol to so many other things, and not just Canada and Mexico.
I mean, he's teaching other countries how to act. Teaching them how to do business with us. I'm here for it.
It's all reciprocal tariffs any country the United States does business with. So the bottom line to all of this, the questions here now is the president has delivered a series of threats over tariffs, but taken many of them back. Is he serious about the next round? Of course, we'll have to wait and see on that as the markets still wonder what this White House is up to. Jeff Zeleny, CNN, the White House.
And President Trump's latest trade move applies to goods covered by the existing free trade deal between the three nations. That's the U.S., Mexico, and Canada agreement. It was proposed by President Trump during his first term and officially replaced the North American Free Trade Agreement in 2020. Now, amid the tariff threats, the leaders of Mexico and Canada have been in talks with Trump.
I can confirm that it was a colorful call. I've been having conversations and working with Donald for over 8 years now. And a lot of it is rolling with it.
So I said to him, we are getting results. President Trump, now that you put in the tariffs, how are we going to continue cooperating and collaborating with something that hurts the people of Mexico?
Meanwhile, the president has been imposing fresh tariffs on China while expressing hope of building good relations. But now, China says that such a, quote, two-faced approach would fail. On Friday, Beijing warned against world powers prioritizing their own interests.
There are more than 190 countries in the world. Should everyone stress my country first and obsess over a position of strength, the law of the jungle would reign again. Smaller and weaker countries would bear the brunt first, and international norms and order would take a body blow.
For more now, let me welcome in Kadia Goba in Washington. She is a politics reporter for Semaphore. Kadia.
See, that's what it's doing. It's forcing other countries' relationships with other countries. It's like, okay, if you're not going to get it over there because there's a big tax hike, you got to go elsewhere and get it. But guess what? They already have pre-existing relationships with other countries and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, hopefully you go to other countries acting right and doing good business with them. So what he's doing is he might stress other countries. He might stress other countries' relationships with other countries. You know what I'm saying? If they got to go elsewhere to go get something, it's like, oh, okay, don't come over here and start doing bad deals. You know, and you're not going to get the same deal that you got in America, or maybe quality. I kind of seen the play for a minute ago, you know, for a long time. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Let's see what happens with that. Interesting.
Great to have you this morning. So far in the president's.
Now, if you're on the other side of it, like if you're from Canada, there's a lot of Canadian people here, and people from other countries here and stuff. Like if you're from the other countries, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, it probably is fucked up. You know, it probably is fucked up. You know, that you're not getting a discount. Or whatever you were getting, it probably is kind of a little fucked up. And shit, it's fucked up for America too. You're saying should Elon step down from Tesla? You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a tariff on the Tesla. But the thing is that I think the plan is to put more money in the hands of the American people that you kind of don't feel the tariff. But the thing is that you can choose if you want to pay for it or not. Again, putting the American people in charge of their money, which a lot of American people claim that they want, but they don't really want that. You know, some people want to be on the binky, the bottle, and stuff like that. Some people don't. Man, look, that shit's scary having to delegate and stuff like that. Not everybody has that skill. And more money doesn't lead to better decisions in a lot of cases. A lot of times, I'm not even going to lie to y'all, more money leads to crashing out. Crash out.
Term, we haven't seen a lot of public GOP dissent on Trump's plans. But on this issue of tariffs, you are hearing GOP leaders raise concerns. Listen.
Almost every industry in Kentucky has come to me and said it will hurt our industry and push up prices of homes, cars, and so I'm going to continue to argue against tariff.
Should he back off of it if it starts to hurt the constituents?
When we start losing, you back off. You know, there's such a thing as a strategic retreat. At the end of the day, I think we have more leverage than any other nation, but we got to be smart, and we don't have all the leverage.
Right. And America can't back off first, because then it'll show that you're weak. Especially if you propose what Trump is proposing.
So, Kadia, what do we know about the why of it all? I mean, is this a strategic retreat, or what's the strategy here?
So this isn't new. My colleagues and I have reported this out before the president took office. There were major concerns about tariffs, whether lawmakers said it openly or just talked about him using it just as a threat or a form of negotiation.
Right.
Now we see it being more openly, them being more openly criticizing the president. And it's because, one,
Now, this is the thing, though. And this is the thing about business, and I don't know if this is a term, but it's the thing about business psychology. It could be a threat or a negotiation. I think Trump is using it as a negotiation, but depending on how the other countries react to it, they're going to take it as a threat or show their hand and say that it's a threat. And then also, too, again, if y'all pay attention to the game I've been giving y'all, hit the like button and support the show, y'all. We're an hour and 25 minutes into the madness. I'm dropping straight rocket fuel here, y'all. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. It's basically auditing the other countries, because they might be hiding money that we don't know about. Obviously, they are. If you see the type of money that Biden been sending to them. But the thing about it, it's like this. If they're hiding money or holding out, quote unquote, basically just coming up off of Americans, that means we could have gotten better deals with them. That's how Trump is looking at it. That means it's like, oh, okay, so you could pay that price. You know, it's like bartering, right? I'm thinking about putting a video together on bartering, because in America we don't have a bartering system, but we do in business. Business moves around. Business, actually, is built off of commerce and bartering and etc. Business. You still got to learn how to barter when it comes to business. Go look at when you guys try to buy a car or something like that and try to sell it back to the dealership or deal with certain people. People are always trying to lowball you, right? And if you allow yourself to get lowballed, you will get lowballed. And as much as you think you should have made or negotiated or whatever and stuff like that, like it's more so you get what you negotiate, honestly. And that's a form of business, and that's a form of bartering, y'all. Right? That's a form of business, and that's a form of bartering. So what happens? One thing I tell you guys, and I said I was going to do a show on this, is when you're bartering, when you're bartering, right? And you go to a market or something like that. Let's say an Amish market or just a market. I'm going to show you guys with the night market, because I've done it before. But, people are looking for a cheap dopamine hit and not necessarily good content for some reason. But anyway, when you're bartering with somebody, right? A technique, and you can take this in business also. A technique that you should use is figure out what you want or figure out how much you're going to spend, right? and take that money and you put it in a separate pocket. So that way, when you negotiate with somebody or you barter them down to a lower price, you're not pulling out a big ass wad of cash and paying for that item. You know what I'm saying? Basically showing this person that, hey, damn, you know, you could have paid full price for it. Yeah, you could have. That's true. You could have. But you negotiated them and you made a deal and got it for another price. So the thing is that, you know, you have to know what you're doing and you keep the money in the other pocket. Because it's very, I would say it's impolite, but it's very asshole-ish to pull out a bunch of money when you could have paid just for the item outright. And then also, too, to keep that type of relationship where you can negotiate with people, you know, you don't want to do that because you may want to buy something from them in the future that you can negotiate a good deal on. And people do this for a myriad of reasons. Sometimes their prices are bogus. Sometimes it's not worth that price, or sometimes you want to save your money. Shit. Think about what I'm telling you. And sometimes, too, what I just told you guys, you could keep your money in 2-3 different pockets. You know, you can keep your money in 2-3 different pockets. You know, you have the majority of your money in one pocket, a little bit more in another pocket, and the actual budget that you have willing to negotiate in one more pocket. Yeah, it might be cumbersome. Yeah, not cumbersome, but yeah, it might be like you know, something that you have to keep up with. But hey, at the end of the day, it saves you money. So basically, Trump been calling out how a lot of people been lying, how a lot of people been, you know, getting over on the U.S., you know, Zelensky and stuff like that. He's like, yo, you're not even in a good position. Like, no, you're lying, or, you know, yo, you know, you're not, you know. He's pulling their card. And he's criticizing how they're doing business. So honestly, in this case, he got the upper hand. Let's go.
Say his polling is not looking great, but also some of these tariffs are impacting lawmakers' constituents already, and they have to receive the phone calls from their constituents.
Yeah, and just staying on the issue of the economy, in about 3.5 hours, a little less than 3.5 hours, we get the latest jobs numbers. It's the first one under his presidency. Now, Kadia, it might be too early to see the impact from the DOGE cuts in this report, but how does Trump play this today? I mean, if you come out and you celebrate these strong numbers today, you might be forced to own them next month if they're lower because of DOGE or concerns about tariffs, and they start to show up in the data. So how does he play this later today?
Yeah, this was very, it's interesting how this will play out. I'm not really clear. I had the same question during the joint address the other day. When you come to Washington, D.C., and you talk to members of Congress who have constituents and who, excuse me, and who talk about, and you talk about all the layoffs that you have, especially for members representing Virginia and Maryland. How does that look on television when they're cheering? It's not a great situation. And I would imagine the markets are even going to dictate some of the decisions coming out of the White House.
All right.
We have some breaking news coming in. Canadian.
All right. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see what the other countries are gonna do. And honestly, just even the talks of this, Trump got his answer. You know, they're showing their hand. And that's crazy, you know. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. Support the show. So yeah, you know, speaking of crash out, did you guys get to see the crash out the other day that Al Green had and got kicked out of Donald Trump's speech? He's keeping everybody busy and making his moves. Everybody's turned up. Shouts to Asmongold. Let's check this out. Check this out.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
All right, here we go.
Now listen. He stayed right there for a minute, so we're going to fast forward it to him actually on the podium. Check this out.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it.
All right.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us
You
an
guys were
electoral
right.
college victory of 312 votes.
Yep, you guys are right. He brought it up within the first minute. What a surprise.
We won the popular vote by big numbers.
And see, he's addressing all of the stuff that people think that he was going to duck. Oh, I wonder if he's going to talk about that. Actually, he's going to talk about that and then more. And the irony is because, you know, I'm doing a reaction of a reaction, right? But that's the problem with the people. People became more reactive than active. You know what I'm saying? Or actually, you know what I'm saying? You know, they became more reactive than interactive, pulling something off, you know? So he's putting a lot of stuff in action. And it's overwhelming a lot of people because they're like, what the hell is going on? What is he doing now? Why is he doing that? What's that gonna do? Hey, he just made another move last night. Damn. We're still trying to figure out what the last move was. Overwhelming firepower, y'all.
And won counties in our country.
Oh. All right. This is what I tuned in for. Let's go. All right.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525. On a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
Uh-oh. Go get him out.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
They're going crazy. It's a crash out. I think this is a crash out. I do. I feel like we've had a crash out at this point. Man.
These presidential speeches, y'all, has turned into the BET Awards. This shit turned into the BET Awards. Put a 1 in the chat if you in the building. It's player talk.
Small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Fuck
a
up.
41 point.
Oh, this is so good.
Are directed to uphold and maintain decorum
Oh,
in the
God,
House and
yes.
to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of
Uh-oh,
decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the sergeant at arms to restore order to the joint session.
Uh-oh. This is a crash out. That guy with the cane, they're going to have to come out.
Yeah, he up there
It's
pointing.
the cane, yeah. Let's do it.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat.
Just shut the fuck up.
Members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum. The chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Get him out.
Remove this gentleman from the chambers.
Gentlemen, I believe that we got to crash out. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And another thing.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
Damn, bro, that's been like, it's like 2 minutes.
Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and actions to restore common sense,
You didn't
safety,
even talk about it.
optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, doing it.
Yeah. Common sense. Yep. You knew it. I knew it. Everybody knew it.
Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hit the Cash App. Y'all support the show. Hold up. I want to show y'all, because he responded. Hold on. Hold on. Actually, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into his response from being kicked out a little bit later. Hold on. I want y'all to see a little bit more of this.
That's right.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
See, I told y'all he was going to say that. I said it. I knew he was going to do it. Of course he's going to say it.
What makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that?
Wow.
I don't know about
Wow.
this, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and border patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
That's a lot. Well, it's not a lot, which is a lot.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month.
Damn.
And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums,
Damn.
were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. One, I look at the Democrats, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy, or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here.
And look, damn. Look at the crowd, y'all. Save Medicaid. Musk steals. Save Medicaid. Okay, they probably had little signs that they were handing out before they got in the building. You know, Musk steals and save Medicaid, right? But what I'm saying is that, you know, Trump learned what black people already know. It don't matter what you do for the most part. If somebody don't like you, they don't like you. Now, whether that's dangerous or not, hey, that's up to y'all, you know, or the person that's going through that bullshit, and if they have power. And Trump been through that bullshit, going through it again, and he has power. So he talking directly to people in the crowd, and basically Al Green got used as a goddamn example. Yeah, hold up your little sign, because if you ain't gonna act right, you gonna be up out there with them too. You can go viral also. God damn. Cold-blooded, y'all.
Will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what.
God.
Five times I've been up here.
He like you, man. Not even gonna give the man his props.
It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
You claim that you wanted all this good shit and all this stuff that happened and stuff. Give the man his props. That's all he's saying.
Got the signs out and everything.
And I think that's what draws a lot of people to him, because I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of men and women, not just gonna put this on the men because the women are part of it too. They were looking for somebody to restore masculinity back in the White House. Actual masculinity. Everybody throwing up now because niggas are being men.
Oh, this is great. Hopefully we get another crash out. We got to have another one.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
Oh, no.
And he turning them into Republicans overnight. They ONRs, overnight Republicans.
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Or like what War Master said, Republicans in name only, rhinos.
Oh no.
Shout out to War
Is
Master.
that the line? Yep. Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
Oh. In 43 days, yeah.
Dang, 43 days already, less than a month. I mean, a little bit over than.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam.
I should have put it
withdrew
on
from
there.
the unfair Paris Climate
Oh, fuck,
Accord,
I should have had on
which
there.
was costing us trillions of dollars.
Damn it, man. I knew I should have put it on there.
Countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Ooh.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Why? I guess that's good.
We ended all of Biden's
Said they
environmental
stealing trillions of
restrictions
dollars.
that were
That's why.
making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term.
Right.
And that's the mess part. That's the messed up part. Everybody's shitting bricks and flipping out and tripping balls and stuff like that. I can see if the man was like, how much times have you seen people go around saying that he's unpredictable when the man is literally sitting up here telling you what the hell he's gonna do and what he's trying to do? And then turning around and manifesting it. How's he unpredictable if he's telling you what the hell he's gonna do? And why? But that's what the people do. They will go there and hear him. It's like selective hearing with the media. I mean, and a lot of people have selective hearing. But that's what I'm saying is getting taken advantage of, because people be like, oh, he's doing this, that, and the third. He said he was going to do that. Oh, he's going after this person. He said he was going to do that. Like somebody said, oh, I'm going to renovate this house. And then somebody delivered a news story. Oh my God, look at him. He's renovating the house he said he was going to renovate. And then a whole bunch of people getting mad because he said that's what he was going to do. He literally tells you what the hell he's trying to do, going to do, and will do.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
And I'm not gonna lie. This is the part that I said that that was gonna happen. I mean, Kamala was gonna do the same thing. A lot of people in America, like for the last 5 years, you know, because I mean, as Americans, we gotta admit to ourselves, to a certain degree, we are spoiled. But this ain't really about that until it's about that. Think about what I'm telling you. When COVID happened, right? And I was giving y'all the game earlier about how like it stimulated the gig economy. A lot of people started getting remote work. Even a lot of schools, you know, we were talking about how schools start doing their schooling online. You know, so a lot of people start getting remote work. A lot of people start doing things online. It somewhat became a lot easier for Americans. Kind of, you know, get remote work and work from the comfort of their home. Whether it was essential or, you know, and like I said, you know, you got to recalibrate people. You got to get people back and interested. You know what I'm saying? Because American dream, it dwindled. Kamala was trying to do the same thing. Basically saying that, oh, well, we got to get Americans back to work and trying to, you know, amp y'all up to go back to work. Where in reality, Americans are exhausted. Americans are tired. Get us back to work. Motherfuckers are underpaid and tired in America. The people don't want to go back into their fucking office and have that goofball boss breathing down your neck physically again. Then think about it. If you were off, not even off, but doing that type of work for more than, or a little bit over 5 years, ain't no raise, bitch. Now you got to work a little bit hard. You got to work a little bit harder. What's going on, New? Good to see you, broski. Welcome to the show, man. I was talking about the black pill on the last show, man. I definitely, whenever you get a chance, let me know if you would like to come up. I'll drop the link for you, and we chop it up about that, because, you know, you're the first person. You're one of the first brothers that came to my mind as soon as I started getting into the black pill on the last show. Shout outs to you, man. Definitely want to do a one-on-one with you, or you know, come over to your channel and definitely chop it up with you. I know, you know, you randomly go live and stuff. Shout outs to New in the building, man. Shaka Nulu in the place to be. Let's get it. So listen, y'all. New said can't even retire at till 80. Yeah, and it's crazy. They got to get American people back in the spirit of that. That's what Trump is trying to do. You know, the American dream been dead. And people have lost their sense of patriotism. You know what I'm saying? People have lost their sense of patriotism. I go on YouTube now. You seen a whole bunch of people like, hey, I'm moving to Mexico. Hey, and it's mainly black people. Hey, I'm moving to goddamn Cuba or some shit. Niggas are relocating. Black people didn't need to get breaded out of existence in America. We didn't need to get breeded out of existence. Niggas will leave. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, I guess. But let's get back into the game. Almost 2 hours into the madness. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it. Let's go.
He's just trying to figure out new ways to get him fired.
Right. That's what I wanted to talk about. the fact that a lot of people are going back into the actual physical office, a lot of y'all are going to get fired. A lot of y'all are going to get fired. Because you got to readjust being around them people. Then them people might even be more unreasonable now than they were before. You got to readjust. They got new people there. A lot of people are going to get fired. Just showing back up to their workplace. A lot of companies are going to be like, hey, this person not really working. And we got a bunch of people, new hirees, you know, or also too, you know what a lot of jobs do, which is fucked up. They make you train your replacement and do a whole bunch of extra work and stuff like that. A lot of jobs are mad at people that actually do the bare minimum and take their ass home, which you should, to a certain degree. A lot of jobs don't like that. Because if they know they can get more work out of you, they would. But they don't want to pay you for it. So sometimes it's not a good idea unless you about to intern or you about to try to move up or something, or you got a strategy behind it. It's not a good idea to overwork yourself at a job and not get compensated for it. Remember, you are a business also. And you're what's going on, Cynical? And you're collabing with that job. Think about what I just said. It's Player Talk Radio.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Oh boy.
Y'all usually hear about the poor man's revenge story. Y'all usually hear about the poor man's revenge story. Now y'all getting to witness the millionaire revenge story. Completely different story, by the way.
Boy.
Or the trillionaire revenge story, y'all.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
More persecuted than Al Capone?
And 2
Hey,
days ago,
that's what they
I
say.
signed an order making English the official language of the United States.
I don't know how the
of
fuck that
America.
wasn't already the case. How's English not the official language?
Well, I mean, if you're living under a rock. I don't even understand how most Americans can't even speak Spanish. You know? Irony in that, too. You know, they call it speaking Spanish. But yeah, most Americans, honestly, even just with the regular schooling, even with public schools, most Americans are supposed to, and I'm using air quotes when I say supposed to, be bilingual. All right? Y'all hit the like button, support the show, hit the Cash App. Let's go.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
That's a bingo! Oh!
And likewise, I renamed for a great president,
Is this
William
the fucking...
McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
Man.
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across
That's another
the
fucking
entire
bingo.
federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Wow. Uh-oh.
And our country will be woke no longer.
Man.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
Yep.
Very important.
So important.
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools.
Remember this?
And I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government
genders?
that there are only two genders, male and female.
Man.
Shout outs to New in the building. He said people are mad he renamed it, but my mad. All right, hold on. People are mad that he renamed it, but aren't mad that Romans renamed Africa. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about Sir Scipio Africanus. Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I got to go on Google Maps. Does it say it on? Let me check. I got to go on Google Maps. Does it say on Google Maps the Gulf of America? Let's see.
Man.
Hold on.
They're all holding up the false signs.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Uh-oh. The easy mode, yeah.
Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard.
Oh, shit. On Google Maps, it says Gulf of Mexico, and then right under it says Gulf of America. Dang.
Hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury.
What the
partially paralyzing her right side.
What the fuck?
And ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all.
See, I hate to say it, but ladies, a good part of a good side of being a man is protecting y'all from y'all own goddamn selves. Men literally got to protect y'all from y'all own goddamn selves. It was going to take women a long fucking time to remember or to realize that y'all aren't going to get no damn trophies. Y'all might as well not even be participating in sports. It was going to build a league of people that would get dominated by men all over again. Like the patriarchy, or whatever the hell this is, because I wouldn't necessarily say this patriarchy, protects you from you. All right, let's go, man.
Federal funding.
Damn. It's crazy this even needs to be said.
Right.
It is. It's crazy. It's sad, yeah.
And if you really want to see
Shout out to
numbers,
everybody. Y'all hit the like
just
button
take a
on the
look
way
at
in.
what
Y'all hit the like button on the way in. Shout outs to everybody over on Rumble. Shout outs to New. New said, on the flip side, they're going to stop chicks from being in any boys anything. Like Boy Scouts, boy clubs, like Boy Scouts, boys clubs, YMCA. Okay. I mean, women don't even support their own sports. You know, women don't even support their own sports. The feminists don't even support their women's sports and stuff like that. They don't see no value in that. You're not showing up to every basketball game. And to a certain degree, they can't. If y'all got any game, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. To a certain degree, they can't because it would blow their cover. You know, it will blow their cover. What's going on, Stoic? Welcome to the show, bro. Stoic said they need to go ahead and close the WNBA. Nah, it's making somebody money. You know, I mean, even look at it. Even look at what you call it? What's that? Carissa, the Carissa Shields or Fields or whatever her name is. Men made her hot. Men blew her up. And women didn't like it. She got all the hate from women. Go look at the Cooking with Kaya girl. Men made it hot. And women didn't like it. It's like, but y'all don't even support that. You know? See, the reason why the feminists don't support female sports is because they're like, oh, well, it's making men, women when they're you know, when they're doing stuff that men want them to do. So all of a sudden, her playing ball is something that men wanted her to do. Her playing ball is something that men intended her to do. They, you know, it'll blow their cover that they're full of shit and they don't really support women. And they make their money off the backs of women getting put in messed up positions and stuff like that. And then they swoop in and take credit for it. So they can't publicly do it. Not like that. Or get behind it. Yeah, the NBA is keeping the WNBA going. Men have to pull in the WNBA. That's why a lot of those women sound stupid as hell saying that, oh, well, Lisa Leslie and all these other, it should make as much as LeBron James. And it's like, no, don't work like that. It don't work like that. But let's go.
What happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race, 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
Wow.
It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not...
Yeah, and then they downplayed her too, Caitlin Clark. So they downplayed her also. It's horrible. And it's like men have to come to their aid and save them. So
going to put up with it any longer.
What an unforced error. She's not happy. She's pissed.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families.
You right?
As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery
He's talking about
costs,
Biden.
and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
How about that? How's that Biden's fault? Oh, they got the signs up.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration.
Man.
Do a good job.
You got bingo? You did? We're going to look at it at the end.
A major focus of our fight
Two
to
of them
defeat
left?
inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas
Absolute
leases by
crash out? It is.
95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency.
Resist egg prices? Yeah. Drill, baby, drill.
As
It's
you've
coming.
heard me say
It's
many
coming.
times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever
say it.
assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
The meme. The meme president. That's another one.
Is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska.
As of no
among
surprise.
the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Oh.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to
Do you
that
think
end,
crash outs are
I
planned?
created the
Yeah.
brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Doge.
Doge. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
I can't believe they memed this into existence.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Man, you hear all the boos? Ooh. Oh no. She on the phone?
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this.
He's not going to wave. Yeah, last time he did
Very
that.
much. We appreciate
you know.
it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Oh.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
Oh, God.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45
What's going on,
million
Aaron?
for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
Oh,
no. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for Lavish Fish.
Which one of y'all called Stacey Abrams Honeycomb Brazy? Which one of y'all said Stacey Abrams looked like Honeycomb Brazy?
Monitoring.
Lavish
$1.5
fish.
billion for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
I watched a video on that.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. Should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
Big balls. Big balls. Let's go. Oh, shit.
The money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, federal government office, has estimated
Another
annual
yeller.
fraud of over $500 billion in our nation.
They got
And
another
we are
one.
working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying
This is more of a
shocking
crash out
levels
than I
of
expected.
incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Man, America be on both sides of the bullshit. Because when people was just like, what a country we can skewer some shit and get paid out. People got paid from that shit and disappeared, or they're still here. They know where the money went. It's a paper trail. See, if we did it, it would be fraud, and motherfuckers going to jail and shit. But when they do it, oh, just take that back and give it back to the people. No. Nah, do what you would do to us. Lock them up. Even though some people are getting locked up, I ain't gonna lie. Some people are getting that PPP loan thing. That a lot of people getting caught up in that. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But it's like America gets to play the villain and they get to play the hero at the same time. America knew what they were doing. They were giving that shit away. All the talks about security and all this and fraud and the bad guys and stuff. Come on now. Let's go.
3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know
Numbers
any
don't
of
even
them.
make
I know
sense.
some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly.
No, he not.
3.47 million people
Oh no.
from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million
He's
people
gonna go through the whole
from
list.
ages 140
Oh fuck.
to 149. And money is being paid to many of them, and we're searching.
Right, that's what I've been saying the whole time, New. America a whole business. They just gotta lie to the people and make it seem like, oh, we're helping, and no, it's a business. Respectfully. I get both sides of it though. I understand, we black pill. I understand the full scope. Most people won't be able to conceptualize you gotta play the good and you gotta play the bad. Puppeteer shit, Shout out to everybody coming into the building. Shout out to everybody over at Rumble. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it.
Right now, in fact, Pam.
See, the thing is, though, is how they're going to go about it. That's the thing. It's how they're going to go about it.
Good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it.
There's
A lot of
always
money is
somebody
paid
else
out to
talking.
people because it just keeps getting paid and nobody does, and it really.
What's going on, Young Jay?
Really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old.
No.
We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Man.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. more than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft,
Someone said Joe Biden.
We will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Look at her waving it around, bro.
And let me tell you what's so brilliant and masterful about them, and how they get Americans to view politics. American people don't care. They don't. Not as much as they claiming. Not as much as they claiming to. Because guess what? Both sides, whether Democrat or Republican, what they can really do is offer the American people money. The American people can't be bought. You know, for the majority of Americans, America is a concept more than than it is a. You know what I'm saying? Democrats can use money to buy Americans. Republicans can use money to buy Americans. The people are for sale. Is that not the American way?
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
You said Noah's still living here. Noah's still living, head ass. Yeah, they got Jesus on the damn thing. They got Moses on there. Enoch. Controlling. They getting it. Enoch and Jesus getting checks sent to them.
Nancy's the one. She's the one on there. Yeah.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon.
Another bingo.
For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but
the
better
gold card
and more sophisticated.
Oh shit!
Right.
And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax.
It's a pay-to-win country now.
The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create
Shout
jobs.
out to Cynical One in the
They'll also
building.
be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy.
That's real bad.
These people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Oh, he got some of them. He got some of them over there. The rest of them got the signs up.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed.
The Gulf of EBT. That's hilarious. Shout outs to Shaka Nulu in the building. Make sure this is what I need you guys to do, everybody here and on the playback. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And make sure you guys, I got you new. Make sure you guys subscribe to Shaka Nulu's channel. Let's try to at least get him to 1,000. I think you're at 677 now. Let's try to at least get him to 700. Baby steps, y'all. Let's try to at least get him to 700. We need 33 people. To subscribe to Shaka Nulu, and he has 117 videos. So y'all got, there's content. Hella content. All right, make sure y'all subscribe to Shaka Nulu. Definitely, I will be promoting his channel. Because Lou been rocking with us for the longest time. You dig? Make sure y'all hit the like button and support the show. Give me 1 second. Let's take a quick commercial break. Yeah, it says you had a it says you had 677 subs. We're gonna try to get you to 1,000 at least this year. Start shedding light on the brothers that's really putting in the work. All right, it's Player Talk Radio. Make sure you guys head to hempforfitness.com. That's hempforfitness.com. Let's get it. Let's shout outs to our sponsors at hempforfitness.com. Are you looking for the ultimate fitness boost? Hempforfitness.com has you covered, delivering premium THC, CBD, and hemp products straight to your door. No mailbox is safe because they deliver anywhere in the U.S. Use code 2-10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And here's the best part. Mention CUDA and get 2 free gifts with your purchase. Use code 2-10 at checkout for 10% off. Mention CUDA and get 2 free gifts with your purchase. You can't beat that. Whether it's recovery, energy, or performance, we've got all your THC, CBD, and fitness needs covered. Hempforfitness.com, your one-stop shop for a stronger, healthier, and happier you. Feel your journey with nature's best. That's hempforfitness.com. This is not medical or health advice, but it is gems and nutrition for a happier, healthier you. Don't be late. The results are great.
Hempforfitness.com.
So head over to hempforfitness.com. That is hempforfitness.com. Make sure you guys head over to hempforfitness.com. All right, it's Player Talk Radio. Hit the like button on the way in, y'all. Support the show. Let's get back to it. 2 hours and 36 minutes. 43 minutes past the hour. Player Talk Radio. Let's get it.
Our freedoms ballooned, our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
Why are they in all pink? Because Trump did something that's bad to women, I think. That's what it's in solidarity of women.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over. And the next phase of our plan to deliver
They're
the
yelling
greatest
again.
economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
God. Oh, God. Crash out? It's already been a crazy level crash out.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Man. No tax on overtime is insane. Yeah, it is. Start by
And I
shut up.
also
She brought a
want to
whiteboard.
make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if
Just
the car
tweet.
is made in America. And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That along
Nah, they
with our other
weaponizing that
policies
word.
Bingo.
will allow our auto industry
Yep,
to
that's another
absolutely
one.
boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Uh-oh.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Now he's looking at him again. Please say it's the third election you won.
In addition,
Please
as part
say
of our
it.
tax cuts,
Oh,
we
fuck.
want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country.
All right, man. Yeah, I don't know. That one went over my head, New. New said, oof, I don't even think people got that. Unelected. Yeah, I got to run that back. Look, Trump, look, bro, he's running a tight ship. He's running a tight ship. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's go over to the poll. Let's see what you guys say. Okay? Now, my eyes and my screen is fucked up. So it's going to take me a minute to read this poll. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I could put YouTube back in dark mode so I can see what the hell is going on, y'all. I can see the poll now. Oh, but it's hard for me to see. All right, well, I'll just put it in dark mode to read the poll. The poll says, what do you think Trump's strategy is? Is he keeping you guys on the edge of your seat What do you think Trump's strategy is? 32% of you guys said destroy everything. 47 says bring people money. 21% of you guys says, I don't know, it's interesting, intriguing. Why is this 0? I've been giving y'all hints the whole time. 0% of you guys says overwhelm the government by moving fast. Y'all don't see that he's he's keeping people on the edge of their seats. By the time they realize what the hell he's doing, he done signed another executive order. By the time they just caught on to it, he's keeping them busy. He's running a flag. Hey, y'all pay attention to this while we circling around y'all are doing this on the back end. Shout outs to New. He said if there's no tax on overtime, we need a separate check. Because my OT is huge. Yeah, I think so too. But see, if they be careful with that though, New, because if they think that they have to print out extra paper and all kinds of stuff, they might not give y'all that overtime. Or they might try to tax it. You know what I'm saying? They might try to tax the extra overtime, all right? Let's get back into it.
It's pretty good.
We had a great first term.
That's real good. Damn.
Hey, what's going on, Dia? I think the shakeup is dope also. I think, because think about this, and shout outs to New. Y'all make sure y'all head over to New's channel. He's right here in the chat. Make sure y'all head over to New's channel and subscribe to Shaka Nulu's channel. Because it seems like this spring, we're going to have to talk about some black pill stuff. Because think about it, y'all. Whether Biden or Trump is in office, there's a group of people. Can't just put this on black people. There's a group of people that want to see America go down. They want to see the sabotage. There's a group of people that believe that America is a slow train wreck. It's a slow train wreck waiting to happen. Yeah, they think that it's a slow train wreck waiting to happen. So guess what? Guess what? If it's a slow train wreck waiting to happen, there's a lot of people that want to see America go down. There's a lot of people that want to see America fail. So think about it. If America's gonna go down or fail, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Might as well shake it up. Might as well shake it up. Shit. Let's go.
Damn.
Oh shit. Shout outs to New dropping the huge 20 on the Cash App. Thank you, bro, for supporting Player Talk Radio as always. Shout outs to everybody chiming in on the real politics. We got it over here on Player Talk Radio, opening your eyes to what's going on in the world and the state of politics. Make sure y'all hit the like button, support the show. Thank you, New, for dropping the huge $20 on the Cash App. Let's get it.
Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens, where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Yes, sir, Ski. But maybe you guys are right. Maybe you guys that hit the poll, maybe you guys are correct. Maybe, hey, I'm saying that, I'm thinking that the guy is shaking up. He's shaking up everything, and he's basically keeping He's basically keeping people on their toes. I mean, the government really can't keep up with what he got going on right now. Next minute you turn, he just signed a whole bunch of executive orders not too long ago. He's moving like a young dude. He's not one of them old dudes. See, in America, we got retirement fucked up. America tell y'all to go sit down and just be old. And then especially coming off Joe Biden, coming off Joe Biden, you know, man, he moving quick. And then let me tell y'all something. What's going on, Eric Bird? Let me tell y'all something. I'm starting to see people that didn't like him overnight. People are fickle. What's going on, T? People are fucking fickle. Let's go.
Your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil.
And let me tell y'all something too about this whole tariff thing, and basically reverse using business with countries that literally have certain things in place for us. Because the American people don't know. Trump and Elon is actually letting y'all in on some of the business taking place. Dealing with other countries and then the United States. But let me put y'all up on game. A lot of those agreements were put in place before a lot of the people that's running those countries now were in office and stuff like that. So guess what? Old business practices are coming back to bite certain countries in the ass, and they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to conduct business or politics. They don't know how to conduct business. So Trump making these new cats and older cats that know that these things are in place. Yeah, he gonna make y'all do some damn business. Biden, he just gonna write a check. You know, Biden just gonna write a check. Trump gonna make y'all do some damn business. I'm here for it.
India, Mexico, and Canada. Have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher.
That's a lot
more. We give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st.
Fuck. I got rid of it.
Want to be accused of April Fool's
Oh,
That's
I got rid of it.
Just one day was cost us a lot of
Shit.
rent. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person.
I got rid of
April
it.
2nd,
You retard.
reciprocal tariffs kick in.
Oh, and shout outs to Shaka Nulu. Welcome to the channel, EB and T Smith. Y'all hit the like button. We're gonna have to do a double header today. Got to make these shows digestible. Almost 3 hours into the madness. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it.
Whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth.
But see, the tariff that we're putting on them is we're teaching them. We're disciplining them. Financial encroachment, y'all.
Whatever they tax us,
Man,
we will tax them.
I should have known,
If they do non-monetary tariffs
I should have known.
to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it.
That's a lot.
We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
Oh, he mad as shit. Look, she got the $1,000. He mad as shit.
Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars.
That's
and
a lot of
the
money.
United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies.
It's a lot of
and
money.
People of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment.
Oh, man.
Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday...
So that's what I'm saying, UFO. Shout outs to UFO Kamikaze. And then that's another thing, too. These plants, if they're bringing jobs back into your neighborhoods and stuff like that, yeah, your property value definitely might go up. Absolutely. But also, too, not even just the jobs and stuff in the property value. I don't think they're gonna make I don't think certain plants make a lot of noise. You know, I don't think they disturb the peace. But we'll see, man. I mean, you know, like I said, a lot of people, they wanted America to fail. You know, and people that ain't from America, they wanted America to crash out. You know, I wonder if the actual morale of the American people will get restored. You know, Gen Z, Gen Z. I'm not gonna say Gen Z don't care about America, but Gen Z don't really know about real American patriotism. Millennials, they got a stiff taste of it, and then the shit was gone. We're gonna talk about that on the next show. They got a swift taste of it, and then it was gone. Look how much stuff millennials alone have gone through. And then you have this whole campaign to get people to really believe back into America. It's like building the America. Look, Vance is in office. Millennials, we're in office. We gotta start talking about this, man. You know, a lot of us millennials and Gen Xers, man, listen, the shit that millennials and Gen Xers done lived through, nigga, what America? So it gotta be Hulkamania all over again, y'all. Is America really being restored? Where is the most people are leaving America to go live abroad? Where is the patriotism, y'all?
Apple.
Taiwan Semiconductor,
We'll
the
just
biggest
restore
in
it.
the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
It's a lot of money. It's big money.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions
Well,
of
I
dollars.
don't know about that because, like, with the chips and the iPhone and stuff like that, there's a certain type of rock. There's a certain type of rock. I forgot what it's called. A certain type of metal, and I think it comes from space or like an asteroid or some shit. And then there's some of it in the mines, in the coal mines and stuff in China and stuff like that. That they put in like iPhones and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know, there might be a little business deal there done. But hey, man, if people got to come to America to get their electronics and stuff like that, that might be fucking wild, you know. And then at the same time, we might not have to pay tariffs on some of the technology and phones and stuff that we got. And mind y'all, Elon Musk is coming out with a cell phone. You never know. All right. Also, too, man, we got so much game coming up. We got Coach Greg Adams. He did a show with Myron not too long ago. I find that very interesting. Let's chop this up for a little bit, and then we're going to close out. And we will be right back with another show. 3 hours into this show. Got to make these political shows a little bit more palatable. But we're going to fire back up. We're going to do a doubleheader on today's show. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Subscribe to Shaka Nulu's channel. Head over to hempforfitness.com. And also check out the last pre-record that I put out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's Player Talk.
And it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it.
Nope.
All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs. So they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to.
And this is a good way to see who the hell people that don't like America is going to ally with. If they can ally with other people and stuff like that, you know? If shit don't go right, who they going to ally with? Is Ukraine going to really ally with Europe like that? And is Europe going to back the bullshit? We'll see.
Protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act. And whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
And this is what a lot of people got to understand. That a lot of things that doesn't make sense to the people today doesn't mean that it's going to make sense to the people tomorrow. When you look at rich people, quote unquote, and I'm doing air quotes, when you look at quote unquote rich people, and it's funny that you still got to explain this to people. Americans and people, we get the rich people's hand-me-downs. You know, like GPS and all kinds of other stuff and technology that we use today. Rich people live in a completely different world than a lot of us do. So some of the stuff that they're doing, you got to make sure you pay attention. Because you're not thinking like that. How could you?
He's constantly lying. Why can't you see this? Shut up, idiot. We're trying to watch the show.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. We will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you.
Damn.
Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways.
Y'all niggas finna be mad as hell if you eat avocados, man. Chipotle about to go up on that price for avocados, y'all.
They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers starting on April 2nd. It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases. And we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too.
So that's what's going to happen. And that's the damage control right there. So you're going to see a lot of people saying, oh, Trump is this and Trump is that, and this is horrible, and he needs to reverse this and he needs to reverse that. That's the damage control for what you guys are about to see in the future. The adjustment period. That's a good term for it. The adjustment period. And people are using the word tariff to terrify you. You know, people are using the word tariff to, you know, spook you, honestly. But listen, man, we're going to have another politics segment. I just wanted to see if you guys saw that, saw that speech. And also, we're going to go over what Al Green had to say about getting kicked out of that same speech. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to go over that, you know? We got so much stuff to cover. Also, we got Fresh and Fit with Coach Greg Adams. We're going to talk about that. A lot of our talking points and stuff that we've been talking about miraculously popped up on that show, too. But shout outs to them. Respectfully, you know. And, we're going to talk about the twerking. Are women getting fired now for twerking? Really? We got this. We got a interview here with the flight attendant that got fired for twerking. A lot of women are getting fired for twerking. There was another police officer. I guess she was on a stripper pole in a rap video on her time off, I guess, and she got fired also. I've always wondered about that, and I've talked about that in the past. You know what I'm saying? I guess creating content on your own time to get fired for twerking. You know, is this going to start a trend, you know, or is this kind of coupling in with what Trump is talking about, and people are just, jobs got to cut back. So any little thing, they're just going to get, you know, women used to get warnings for stuff like that. Now they're getting straight up fired. Amazing. So make sure you guys come through for the second half of the show. We got so much stuff to talk about. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. There he goes. Shout outs to LT Man in the building. Yes, sirski. I'm going to finish the end half of the commercial come either tonight or tomorrow, Sunday. All right. Shout outs to LT Man in the building. Make sure you guys head over to hempforfitness.com. And make sure you guys subscribe to Shaka Nulu's channel. We will be back in 2 hours. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda. See you on the next one. Let's get it. Let's go.